Hello world, it's me, Nat, relaunching practicalandrogyny.com, the site that gender outlaw Kate Bornstein once called best blog on androgyny ever, just before I didn't manage to publish another post for an entire year. So let's kick this off with an explanation of why I haven't been around so long and why I've come back. Well, first of all, since my last post on the 2015 general election campaign, I've been diagnosed with executive dysfunction that affects planning skills, ADHD that affects focus, and most recently, hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos syndrome that can cause fatigue. Now, undiagnosed and untreated, all of those things just made things a tiny little bit more challenging, especially when you've also got a full-time job and are trying to do every creative thing ever all at once. But now I have medication and a bullet journal and loads of life strategies, lots of support from friends, family, colleagues and medical professionals. So I'm returning to many of my past projects, including Practical Androgyny. So I was recently asked to share my memories and thoughts about the history of UK activism, campaigning for recognition and rights for people who just don't fit into these legally mandated gendered boxes of female and male that British citizens like me are unfortunately stuck with still. And to do justice to answering those questions, I delved back into my personal digital archives, and doing this, I realised that I first registered the domain name for the website I was planning to make that ultimately became Practical Androgyny. I first registered the domain. This site was going to be called The Paranoid Jane Android, because apparently I wanted the nerdiest name possible that no one would ever type into a search engine. I registered that in December of the year 2000. Yes, the year 2000. It took me 11 years to even get Practical Androgyny, the idea, started. I am so effective. But I was also reminded that the first time I ever told anyone else that I was meant to be androgynous and wanted gender-neutral language from the people was in 1997. So it's 2017 at the time I'm recording this. That means that I first, I guess, came out as my little special flavour of transgender 20 years ago. 20 years ago. And I was just reflecting on how I'm still attending trans support groups to this day. Why is that? Well, it's because after 2 decades of trying to fit myself into the world while being unconventionally transgender with really very annoying gender dysphoria that only seems to be helped by kind of breaking out of the gender boxes that are offered to me. After 20 years of this, and it would be so much easier if I could make those gendered boxes work. But 20 years of that, I've been writing to government, banks, businesses, organisations since 2001. I've been openly trying to use their services, telling them what my problems are, and I'm still getting misgendered, excluded, forced to ask for special treatment. So here I am, I'm back again, adding to all the activism voices that are out there, and I'm going to keep doing this until the day where I can just exist in the world as a person. Just a person, living my life, ignoring gender, and when everyone else will think that this is just completely boring, it's routine, it's everyday, this is the norm. So, practicalandrogyny.com, more content real soon now. See you soon.